Hey, how's everyone doing? This is a real deal late night report. This is some breaking news. The Floyd George shooting in Minneapolis has now sparked and triggered riots, not only in Minneapolis, which is a major city here in America. It has now sparked riots in downtown LA, as well as the 101 freeway, which is a major highway in Los Angeles. This is exactly what I said was going to happen from the start of this pandemic to where we are now. On top of the 3,500 inmates that Governor Newsom released right away, some of them all the way up to death row. And we see that across the board in places like Chicago, every major city, all controlled, super controlled by the Democrats. And you have to understand, this is the deep state's last move that they can control because they needed the crises. They needed to control the narrative, and they have been losing the narrative. So let's go through what the narrative is and why they're losing it now. Most importantly, China, who funds and helps operate the deep state, they're losing big time. They're getting exposed as just how infiltrated they have been in each country, Australia, United States, England, and they're behind the virus. And the South China Sea is now the place where everyone is going. That is the war. But here is the major reason the riots are sparking now. We are on the heels of a major scandal, and it's Obamagate. And that is the ultimate sacrilegious thing to talk about, because he ran his White House, his presidency, on being scandal-free, being the people. He's the first black president. Now he's being talked about in an ill will. They can't have that. So how do you change the subject? You start race war. And how do you do it? Well, you kill an African American in a predominantly white area of Minneapolis by a cop, and then you use your tools like Ice Cube, saying we need to do something about this, we need to take to the streets, we need to get violent, all these people. And then all of a sudden you have this cop who's in a Make America Great Again hat, all of a sudden, which, by the way, it's not even him, it doesn't look like him, but that doesn't matter. You look at the mainstream media and the way they're reporting this, they're ready for this. This was planned, just like the Georgia jogger that was killed by two white men. He was an African American named Ahmaud Arbery. So they've been trying to ignite something because they're really running out of options. Their MS-13 has been taken out in the underground wars, and we have exposed these people time and time after again. And now you have the President of the United States who's on the verge of signing an executive order to take down their censorship, their communication, Twitter, all these big tech book burning platforms, virtual book burning. So this is downtown LA is not too far from where I am, and I've been monitoring the unreported violence. I've been monitoring and reporting on the gunshots here in West LA. I've been hearing firecrackers for the past 10 days. Pipe bombs go off, and we're nowhere near July 4th. And let me tell you, this is getting hot, this is getting serious, and this is what they want. The food-demic didn't plan out well. It didn't pan out the way they wanted it. It's been exposed. Now Obamagate is going to be the hot item they want to cover up, because that Operation Martyr I talked about, that scenario, that is something that's being planned and saved for the very last minute to boost their presidential candidate, who all roads lead to Michelle Obama, and that's who I truly believe it's going to be, and that will be the October surprise. Now, with the second wave coming, whether it's real or not, or whether it really comes or not, it will be exploited. The deaths of this African-American man, Floyd George. It will be exploited because they're running out of options, and we're going to get ready. And this is on the day, mind you. Hillary Clinton has now called anyone against the lockdown domestic terrorist. They've now been demonizing anybody against it. They're now calling Trump supporters domestic terrorists carrying the virus. And don't think for 1 minute they're not going to plant the second wave outbreak in places like Orange County, California, places that are against this lockdown, on top of a race war that they're fanning the flames for. So I'm going to make this brief. I'm going to monitor this throughout the night, and we're going to report on this on the thought somebody was at the door. You never know around here. It's heating up, and I've been saying this since I've been out here, stuck out here in LA. But this is the wartime scenario I've been painting for people and getting them ready for. This is a world war. This is a civil war. But more importantly, this is a spiritual war. We're taking out very demonic people, and this is their last hope for their own freedom, is to get a race war, and this is what they want. So let's get ready, and we'll report on this on the Real Deal report with the guys and all that, and I'll try to get articles out as soon as possible. So for the Real Deal Late Night Report, this is Dean Ryan. Stay awake, stay tuned, and stay safe.